everyone, and welcome back to SoulCast. My name is Jen Westlake from Soululaire.com. I'm really happy to be speaking with you again this week. I hope this message finds you doing well with everything that's going on. I know that we are living in a stressful time and that there's a lot of things going on in our world that can cause us a lot of fear, a lot of worry and concern. And it is my intention for Soululaire to help you navigate these times with as much grace and peace and confidence as you can. And the main way of getting through this time is not relying on what's going on the outside, but to take things within, to go within and ask the questions, how do I feel about this? What do I think about this? Do I still agree with this or that or not? Does this still work for me or not? And so it's really important for us to live our lives from within, to reconnect with our own soul, our higher power, and our higher selves, because that way we will get the best guidance for us as individuals and help us navigate these days and times that we're living in. We are living in the most exciting yet most challenging time in history. And you may know that in the last days, as we cross this bridge of transformation, we are dismantling the old. And that can be kind of scary because many of these structures we have relied upon and taken for granted and just expected them to be there. But we are discovering that many of these structures were created with intentions that were not for our best and highest good. And as we discover these truths, it can be challenging to figure out what we get to do next and how we can make things better for our best and highest good. So SoulCast is meant to help give you some tips and tricks, techniques and tools so that you can navigate your life and this bridge of transformation and transition that we as individuals and a collective humanity are experiencing right now. So I'd like to get started with this week's message. And Spirit just wants you to know that miracles are on the way and miracles are happening in your life every day. It's important for you to stop and start paying attention to coincidences and synchronicities and consider that those are actually not coincidental and not synchronistic. That is God's hand working in your life. In a previous Soulcast, you were asked to pay attention to the signs. And so miracles are happening and more miracles are on its way. And we will be seeing big miracles starting to happen in our lives, in our communities, and in our country coming up here in the days ahead. June, July, and August are going to be possibly some very strenuous and tense months ahead as more revelations come out more quickly. It's going to be challenging to absorb all of the information that is coming out. And I'd like to ask you to kind of protect yourself from being inundated. That's why at the beginning of SoulCast, we asked you to create a sacred space to where you could retreat and go into the silence so that you can get a break from all of the information that is happening right now. We are in an information war. We're in a battle of narratives, and it is really difficult to know what is real and what is true at this time. So when you go into that sacred space, it's a really good way of helping you just to stop and regroup and give your brain a break. And the truth will come to you in the silence, and you will know what is real and what is true for you and your own life, but also out in the world and in the news. We're not getting the full story on many topics of things that are happening in our world. And so it's important for you to be aware, but not inundated, and to not go on overwhelm. And that's why that retreat is so valuable to you at this time in our lives. Another thing that Spirit wants us to talk about today is balancing home life and career. It may be time for those of you that have been working from home because of the COVID-19 to actually start going back into the office. It's important for you to separate home and career. In order to not go into overwhelm, it might be wise to compartmentalize the different facets of your life. So go into work, and then at work, be at work. When you're home, be at home. When you're out with your friends, be with your friends. So it might be good to kind of compartmentalize your day and your life and your week. That way, you're not being totally overwhelmed and bogged down, and the stress accumulates. We want to navigate these times with grace and as little stress as possible. The energies that are hitting the earth right now are very strong. And so it is also important for us to be mindful of our body temple, our physical body. We've talked about detoxification, but now is a time I'd like you to talk to you about getting the appropriate amount of rest. I know that many of my clients are struggling with sleeping. They have a hard time falling asleep, or they may wake up in the middle of the night and have a hard time getting back to sleep. So your body, with all these energies, needs its rest to regroup. When we are asleep, that is the body's time to restore itself and to regenerate itself. So if you need rest, your body will tell you. And so please do your best to honor your body's wishes by getting the rest that you need. If you would like some suggestions on some tricks and tools that can help you sleep, please email me at hello@Soululaire and put in the subject line sleep, and we can then set up a time to talk, and we can make some recommendations for you personally and individually on what might help you get a better night's sleep. So I just wanted to share that with you for this week. Another thing that Spirit would like us to talk about, again, is to take time to appreciate yourself. Appreciate the good that you do every day. Appreciate the good that you do for others. Even give yourself kudos for being nice to yourself. Last time we talked about being your own best friend. So as you move forward, it is so important to validate yourself and to motivate yourself and to think highly of yourself, not in an egotistical or snobby, arrogant kind of way, but really value who you are, because you are important. And every day you do things that help bless your life and the lives of those around you. It's important for you to love yourself, and it's important for you to love others, as we practice a cycle of the law of reciprocity, which is to give and receive, receive and give, and keep that spiral, that beautiful circle going in a healthy way. We're not talking about give and take, because sometimes you give and the other person takes and takes and takes. That is not a balanced approach. Reciprocity is the approach that we want to take in our lives. So we're looking for reciprocal relationships where we are balanced in our giving and in our receiving. And so think about how the law of reciprocity can work better in your lives, and just kind of think about, where are you giving and other people are taking? That may not be the most positive relationship that you want to be in. So now is the time to reevaluate that situation and that relationship. You may be in a job situation to where you are doing more work and not being fairly compensated for your time and efforts. Again, another situation that you may want to reevaluate at this time. Right now, again, we are looking to bring balance and harmony and peace back into our minds, back into our hearts, and into our souls. We will work better in a state of balance, calmness, and peace. We do not want to step into fear and doubt. So we're working on building our own confidence. And by doing that, we can start focusing on the good things that we do and appreciating that about ourselves. And hopefully that will help you say, hey, yeah, I am a good person. I did do some good things today, and I appreciate that gift or talent that I have. I appreciate what I did at work today. I accomplished a lot. Maybe no one else recognized it, but I did, and I did a good job today. Again, it's about changing our self-dialogue to focus on what we're doing right and what is going right in our lives. We need to put our focus on the things that are good and that lift us up and help create an internal foundation that supports us and works with us, instead of sabotaging ourselves by focusing on what's not going right or where we feel we didn't do good enough. We've done that enough in our lives. We've been programmed to think the worst. But now I'm asking you to start focusing on the best. What was right? What was good? What was the best thing about myself? And what was the best thing about my day and my week? What's the best thing about my relationship with so-and-so? What's the best thing that happened at work today? What did I do right? How did I help others? Where did I show up? These are the things that we get to focus on this week and moving forward. So again, you guys, there's so many things going on, and I know that this is a tricky time. And so if you need some hand holding or some coaching, please email me at hello@soululaire.com, and we can talk about things that are specifically that you're dealing with in your life, and maybe just give you some guidance to navigate that and some pointers that would be the best way to approach whatever you're going through at this time. Also, if you need some energy work, you need some clearing of negativity in your life, I can help you with that also. Again, please feel free to email me at hello@soululaire.com, because I definitely want to be here to help you and support you and assist you during this time of transformation in our lives. Just know that you are loved beyond your comprehension. I value you, I respect you, and I honor this process of ascension and soul development that you are choosing to undertake at this time. It's not easy, because we are stepping on to an unfamiliar path, a spiritual path, a path that we really didn't learn much about when we were younger. In fact, we should have learned these things when we were younger, because our lives would be so much better had we known some of the things that we're talking about and sharing right now. So again, I wish you a wonderful week in moving forward, focusing on the miracles that are happening in your lives, compartmentalizing home, work, relationships, hobbies, so that you are not on overwhelm. And last but not least, valuing yourself and focusing on the good and the right in your life. Have a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye.